welcome back to my channel. It's Amy Esther here, and today I wanted to share with you my heat intolerance kit. How the heck am I gonna survive this summer when I have heat intolerance? And I'm currently 25-week pregnant, you guys, which means I'm gonna be pregnant during the hottest months of the year. My baby is due in the middle of August. So I'm gonna be hugely pregnant, which is hard for normal people to be pregnant during the summer. And then when you add on the heat intolerance that I suffer from, it's gonna be a rough summer. So I have created the heat intolerance kit that I'm gonna use this summer. I made one of these videos sort of like this last year, and I feel like I'm gonna need a new one every year because I just keep finding new things to add to my heat intolerance kit. So this is my 2020 heat intolerance kit, the things that I'm using this summer to keep myself cool, to stop all of the heat intolerance symptoms from coming. I'm gonna talk all about those today. So if you don't know what heat intolerance is, I assume if you clicked on this video, you probably have heat intolerance or you know what it is. But if you clicked on it, just curious about heat intolerance, I'll just quickly tell you, heat intolerance basically means you get symptoms when you're in the heat or you get too hot. So someone who's lactose intolerant gets symptoms when they eat lactose, right? Same thing, but with heat. So it can vary in symptoms, but typically it's extreme exhaustion, fatigue, your muscles might ache, nausea, headaches. Those types of symptoms are the typical symptoms of heat intolerance. Now, I have postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, or POTS, and so my POTS symptoms flare when I am in the heat, which are similar to those symptoms just mentioned, fatigue, and I get really dizzy, and just extreme exhaustion, headaches, all of that stuff we just talked about. So it can be for various reasons that you have heat intolerance. Usually you have some kind of a chronic illness that triggers the heat intolerance. I don't know many people who just simply have heat intolerance without anything else. So if you do, let me know in the comments below because I'm very curious. But most of the people I talk to, I guess most of my friends here on YouTube, you all have chronic illnesses. So maybe that's just because those are the people I surround myself with. So if you have heat intolerance, but you don't have other chronic illnesses, I'm very curious. Let me know in the comments below. But anyway, let's get started with my kit, the things that I'm going to have with me this summer. I am going to start with my cold packs because I want to put it on my neck because I'm already getting a little hot and I want to make sure I make it through this video. So I have a couple cold packs. One is one for my neck, which I'm going to be putting on my neck right now, and it's going to stay the rest of the video, just so you know, because you know what? I need it. So I have this one on my neck, and I actually have another one on my lap. And this one I got from Amazon, and I will link it below. I don't even remember the brand, but I like this one because it goes around my neck, and there are certain points on your body that will cool your body faster if you make those cold. So your feet, your wrist, we'll talk about what I use for my wrist, and your neck are some of the main ones. Also, I know your temples is another one. So those places, if you put cold there, it will help cool you down faster than some other places. So I like this one because it goes all the way around my neck and I can just keep it there all the time. The thing that I have a hard time with these cold packs is that you do have to put them in the fridge or freezer, in the freezer, not the fridge. And so they work great when I'm home, but they don't work as good if I want to go out camping or something, right? I can't really take these because I don't have a freezer out there. So I usually love these unless I have a long, far away place that I'm going. It's a real bummer that I can't take these. This one is actually, I got this for my migraines. So typically I put this one on my head. Oh, it feels so good for my migraines. And this is the Relief Pack brand. I will link them down below. And they actually have this also scented in lavender. So if you like the scents, I got the one that's unscented because my migraines, I get very sensitive to smells. So I couldn't do the smells. But they do have these ones scented with essential oils if you want. But I like this one because it's little beans. I don't know what's inside actually, but it feels like little beans. And so it just kind of forms a little bit better. It's softer. This one's kind of more rigidy because it's like that gel. And so this works good on my neck, but this one works really good on my head, which is another place that you can cool down. So I might look ridiculous if I wear this the whole time, but if it's just me by myself, I will definitely wear this, especially if I get headaches from my heat intolerance. But today I just have this on my lap. And then my last tip when you use these is if you're going to work, so if you work somewhere in a desk, for me, I just edit YouTube videos and I record these. So what I do is I set one of these down on my chair, maybe 10 minutes before I'm ready to come sit down, and then I move it and my chair is cold when I sit down. I also set them in my bed before bedtime. I'll just put this in my bed, cool my bed down so that by the time I get in my bed, it's nice and cold, and that helps a lot. So or your pillow. You can also put it on your pillow. It's a good idea. So wherever you're sitting, or maybe you're just gonna watch a movie on the couch, put it wherever you're gonna sit on the couch a few minutes before, and it will cool your spot down, and then you'll sit down into a nice cold seat. Okay, the next one I have for you is for my wrist. So this, I have an entire video on it. I will link it down below so you can learn all about it. And I talk about my whole review on it, the good and the bad. So I talk about some things I don't like about it, but also some things that I really like about it. This is called the Wave, the Ember Wave. And basically it just goes on your wrist and you turn it on, and then it gets really cold right on your wrist. So like I said, there's certain points on your body that will cool you down better. I don't know if I almost call them pressure points. I don't really know what they're called. Cold points. I'm not a doctor if you didn't know that. I'm just a person who suffers from heat intolerance. But your neck, temples, feet, and wrist are the big ones. So this goes on your wrist, on the inside of your wrist, and then you turn it on, you press it to cold, and it cools. It gets really, really cold right there. You can use an app where you can kind of customize the settings, and it's called the Ember Wave. So it makes waves, so it'll come really cold for a few minutes, and then it'll die down a little bit, and it just kind of waves in and out of really cold on your wrist. This I really like because it's a little more portable than these, right? Like these are great when I'm home, but I either look kind of ridiculous, which who really cares when, you feel good? You may as well just leave it. But I do look a little ridiculous with this. This is really cute and it looks nicer than when I'm just like wearing a cold pack. So I really like this I wouldn't say it's quite as effective as the cold pack because it's only one small spot, but it's much better for going out and doing things because it is much more portable and it charges, and so like I can just have it charged and it can be used all day long. So if I am going camping or going out shopping or something, then I can take this along. So that's a really good option. I like both. I like to have one on my neck, one on my lap, and one on my wrist because my heat intolerance is so severe, you guys. It's so bad. So that is one of my tips, is to have something on your wrist, and I'll link it down below. They are doing a sale right now, 70% or $70 off. 70%, that would be amazing. $70 off. So I will link it down below, and you can go check out the Ember Wave if you're interested in that. One more cool thing about the Ember Wave is that it does go hot or cold, and so if you also suffer from cold intolerance in like the winter, you could turn it to the hot setting and it will warm your body as well. So whatever you need, which is really nice option. My heat intolerance is much more severe. I think heat intolerance is harder to deal with than cold intolerance because there's a lot more you can do with cold intolerance. You can wrap up in a blanket, you can put more layers on, but when you're hot, what the heck do you do? So I really like this for cold intolerance, for heat intolerance, but if you have cold intolerance, you can also use it on the heat setting. Okay, the next thing I have is really important, and that's water. If you didn't know that cold water cools you down, you need to be drinking water. Now, I particularly have POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, which means that I don't have a good blood supply. I have kind of low blood volume. My blood doesn't circulate well. I have lots of videos about POTS. So if you want to know my POTS treatments, if you have POTS, you want to know my natural treatment, there's a video on my channel about that. And I talk about POTS in like every video. But point is, I need to drink a lot of water as is with POTS, and then also salt. And so I already kind of do that. But in the summer, I like double my water and salt. I need to take even more. So if I know I'm going to be going out somewhere in the heat, I eat tons of salt, or I'll have a salt pill. or I'll just dump salt on my breakfast, and then I drink a lot of water. And you want to make sure you have both. So even if you don't have pots, having extra water and extra salt, the salt keeps the water in your body so you don't pee it out as fast, basically. So the more hydrated you are, the better, which is why you need the salt and the water. The water will just go right through you if you're not having a lot of salt too. So have electrolytes. In my POTS treatment video, I talk about the electrolytes I use. So having electrolytes, salt, and water, and seriously, double what you normally drink, especially if you are going out. If you want to try and go outside in the heat, drink as much water and salt as you can, and that will help keep your body hydrated, which will help cool your body down. So if you don't have a giant water bottle, my friends, get one. I love the Hydro Flask because mine is broken here. I know, don't ask what happened, but I like the Hydro Flask because it keeps it cold. So I would highly suggest getting one of the more expensive ones that keep your water cold, because the colder it is, the better it will cool you down. If you're drinking warm water, it's not going to cool you down as much as drinking cold water. And that goes for any cold thing. So having popsicles or chewing on ice, just having some cold things in your mouth and in your body will help cool you down as well. Okay, quick water break and then we'll keep going. Okay, the next one is a fan. So if you don't have a nice fan, I'd highly suggest getting one. I have a cool mist humidifier fan that I use at night, or if I'm just in my room at any time, or maybe I just want to bring it around with me. We have a swamp cooler, so typically I don't need my fan on during the day, but our swamp cooler is upstairs. My husband and I sleep downstairs. So if I'm downstairs, I will turn on my fan. I turn it on every night. I like the white noise as well as the cool air on my face. I can't sleep without it. So that is something that's a must-have, is just a really nice big fan to cool you down throughout the day. Now, what about times when you're not at home or you're on the go? I would suggest having a portable fan. So I have a couple of portable fans. One of them is this one, which I like because it clips into my car. I actually bought this for my daughter to clip onto her car seat. And then I was like, hey, I actually should get one for myself. And so I like this because I can clip it anywhere into my car and I can have it blowing on me. Granted, I do have air conditioning in my car, but if I go anywhere else, I can, or if I need to turn the car off for some reason, I can still have this fan blowing on me. And then it can just clip anywhere. It can be charged. And so any kind of a portable fan that you can take with you, especially one of those like misty ones, I think are must have if you have heat intolerance. Because again, sometimes you can't bring your ice packs because you don't have access to a freezer, or maybe you don't want to look ridiculous like me. So having a portable fan, maybe that also looks ridiculous, but if you have a portable fan with a little mister, I think that is very helpful, because when you mist yourself with the water, you can get a little water on your skin or on your clothes or something, and then the fan turns on and it cools you down even more if you already have a little bit of water on there. So get yourself one of those misty portable fans, and that will help you a lot. Okay, another thing, which I'm wearing right now, you can't really tell, but is wearing dresses. If you're a girl, if you're a guy, I would suggest shorts and t-shirts, or I don't know, tank tops, whatever you like to wear. I personally, for religious reasons, don't wear tank tops or shorts. And I also wear compression socks all the time for my postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. And so I look a little weird if I wear shorts. But I don't wear shorts for religious reasons. And so if I were to wear shorts, they'd probably go to my knee anyways. And they just look ridiculous when I have shorts to my knees and then socks that also go to my knees. It just looks really weird. So I typically wear dresses, and they're a lot cooler than wearing shorts anyways. So wearing dresses for girls, oh, it's so nice. Like I just went and bought a couple of these t-shirt dresses, super cheap. I got mine at Ross for a couple bucks, and I like the t-shirt ones. Anything made of cotton or linen will be a lot lighter. The synthetic fabrics will be a lot heavier, so I try to get the lightest fabric. Just really the t-shirt dresses are, to me, a must-have for heat intolerance because they're so light. So get yourself some nice light dresses. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is exercise. So exercise is really important, and we don't want to miss out on exercise just because of heat intolerance, but it can be really hard in the summer. So I would highly suggest going to a gym or exercising at home, not going outside if possible, because it gets so hot outside. Make sure you're somewhere where you can have a nice cool fan on you. My gym has one of those giant fans and it's always pretty cool in there. And so that's really helpful to me so that I can cool myself down while I'm exercising. And then I don't do any cardio, and I do this for a couple reasons. One, I do it because I have POTS and it makes my POTS symptoms worse if I do cardio. But in the summer, I don't think I would do it anyway because of my heat intolerance. I get too hot when I do cardio. So I would prefer to lift weights and not get so sweaty and hot. So doing exercises that still move your body, still get your muscles moving, but don't get you as hot, such as weightlifting, will be much better for you than, going on a run or something like that. And then make sure you do it inside. After you finish your exercise, take a cold shower. So that is something that I have found really helpful. Is I have a hard time taking cold showers any other time of the day. Like if I want to take a shower first thing in the morning, I just want to take a warm shower because it just feels nice. And so I always exercise and then take a shower after exercising, and it kind of motivates me to exercise because I say, okay, I have to take a cold shower today, so in order to do that I'm gonna need to exercise, and it will motivate me to actually get exercising. And then I take a cold shower after that because I'm already a little bit warm. It feels really good to take a cold shower after exercise. So cold showers, and my advice is doing it after exercise so that it's a little more enjoyable than you taking a cold shower first thing in the morning or right before bed. Not quite as enjoyable to take a cold shower. Okay, my next tip is to put your feet in cold water. Like I said, I always wear compression socks. I think I mentioned that. I did. I always wear compression socks, and so I don't like to take them off very often. But if I do, I will sometimes put my feet in some cold water. And again, your feet is another place that can cool down quickly, or you could get one of these ice packs and put them on your feet. So getting some kind of cold temperature on your feet could help a lot. But especially if you don't have POTS, this is a great tip, is to get like a bucket of cold water and just sit and watch a movie with your feet in some cold water, and that would cool you down a lot. Okay, a few other things is if you wear lotion, I'm very sensitive to lotion, so I only have certain kinds that I can wear. I can't wear anything that has scent in it, any kind of fragrance, but I do occasionally put on lotion. And what I do is I put it in the fridge, and then it's cold when I put it on my body, and it can cool my whole body down. Another thing you can use is aloe vera. Aloe vera obviously we use for when we get sunburns, and so it's because it cools your body down. So putting your aloe vera or your lotion in the fridge and then putting that all over your body can really cool everything down pretty fast. And my last one is peppermint. So maybe you have peppermint essential oils, maybe you chew on peppermint gum, but I don't know if you've ever noticed when you do chew on peppermint gum and you breathe in and it's cold in your mouth. So peppermint has some, I don't know the science behind it, but it does make you feel cooler. So the smell of peppermint can help kind of trigger that, and then also just like chewing on peppermint gum can also help. So getting some kind of an essential oil. I'm not like a huge essential oil person. I know some people are like totally into them. I don't use them very often, so for me I usually do peppermint gum or something, but it does seem to help. So that's something I could recommend. You guys let me know if peppermint essential oils help you, because I haven't really tried that much. So let me know if that helps you. But I know when I chew peppermint gum, it helps, and peppermint has some cooling aspects to it. And the most important tip is to stay inside as much as possible during the summer. It can be really tempting to go outside and to do what everyone else is doing, but for me, it's just not worth it. So even though I want to go out and hang out with friends and go on walks and hikes, it's just not worth it to me because I know I'm gonna be too sick at the end. So I try to find out as many indoor activities as possible, and I would suggest doing the same for you. Even though you might miss out on a few things, I promise it will be worth it because you will feel so much better. If you guys have any other heat intolerance things I need to add to my little kit, let me know in the comments below. because I'm always open to new ideas. I'm always searching for new things to cool me down because it gets so hard here in the summer. So let me know if you guys have any tips for me. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe, especially if you suffer from chronic illness. I make videos about my life with chronic illness every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I do have a baby coming, so that schedule might change in the future, but right now it's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and you don't want to miss my videos because I am helping you live with chronic illness. So please make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys on my next video.